The devs just released the part 2 for the upcoming mid-chapter update. The devs must have been listening to all of my complaining about Deathslinger having low counterplay because he finally got some nerfs. They added counterplay to his kit by not allowing him to shoot until fully aimed down sights, so there's no more quickscopes, increased delay after canceling your shot before a basic attack, and a decreased movement speed penalty while aiming down sights. This means that holding W isn't the only counter to him anymore, and he will finally take some skill. They also increased his terror radius to 32 meters. I don't think that was needed. I think the before changes were enough, but they didn't specify which, but he also got some buffs to his weak add-ons. Plague also received a buff. They changed it so while sick, if you interact with someone currently infected, you'll become infected even faster. The duration of infection on objects was also increased from 35 seconds to 40, and her Vow Purge got some changes such as an increased movement speed from 2.3 meters per second while on cooldown to 3.6 meters per second. They also got rid of an annoying animation cancel where if you let go of your power too soon, it just gets fully canceled and on a cooldown. Cleansing at a fountain was increased from 6 to 8 seconds. And lastly, they changed some of her add-ons. The only interesting one is a libinum incense, which shows the plague, the survivor's aura for 4 seconds if they cleanse at a fountain, which is pretty big. Some more perks got some changes, but none of them are very important. There's an increased range for all windows of opportunity. Repressed Alliance has a reduced time to activate. Built to Last got a rework, so hiding in a locker refills its charges, and you can use it multiple times. Enemies Necessary got a cool little buff. Now it can see where pallets are dropped when it's off cooldown. And they even said themselves they don't want No Mither to be useful for whatever reason, but they do want a small buff. So Grunt of Pain is now 75% at rank 3, and 25% increased recovery in the dying state at rank 3. And lastly is Mindbreaker. It got a cool little buff. Now they also suffer from blindness. Both the hatch and keys got a nerf as well. Hatch no longer spawns before one player is left, and it takes a few seconds to open the hatch if it is closed, and there's no more instant escapes with key. Finally on our list we have Boon Totems. They finally give us a description of it saying that survivors can bless dull totems to change it into a boon, and the killer can quickly interact with it to remove the blessing, which turns it into a dull totem. Boon totems also make a noise, probably going to be similar to hex totems. Each survivor can have one at a time, and the totem affects all equipped boon perks, so likely the new survivor will give us those perks. And they also reverted the spirit kicking up dust until a later date. With that said, that's everything we know so far from both Part 1 and 2 about the upcoming mid-chapter changes.